One of the more challenging parts of coding is making sure we're constantly refactoring our code to make sure it's easier to maintain. It's also a pain to try and keep up with all of the deprecated features in PHP, and major upgrades can be a major headache. But what if there was a tool that could help us with all of these challenges and more? Rector will do just that and more. In this video, we'll discuss what Rector is, how to add it to your project, and how to set it up to continually perform refactorings of our code as it changes, and the underlying project it uses changes as well. Hello developers, and welcome to the PHP Architect channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Keck-Warren, and on this channel we discuss a wide variety of PHP topics. Make sure you subscribe so you can get our latest videos as they're published. At a very basic level, Rector is an open source PHP tool designed to automate code transformations. It assists in upgrading code bases to newer versions, refactoring your code to fit new standards, and enforces coding standards, making it invaluable for projects of all sizes. Rector provides a single solution in our code base that allows us to automate refactorings of our code, so you can automatically remove deprecated features and functions of the core language and replace them with the suggested replacements. You can also define custom refactorings so they can be enforced across branches. It also allows for faster upgrades. Upgrading to newer PHP versions can be daunting, if not an outright hair-pulling event. Rector simplifies this by automatically applying changes while ensuring compatibility and leveraging new language features. And also it supports consistent code quality. Rector will enforce coding standards as it sees them and automatically apply changes to your code in line with those standards. All of these things will save you time, which is generally one of the most important resources when it comes to software engineering, so it's well worth the investment to get it set up. Rector, like most of our modern PHP tools, is installed via Composer. Please note the --dev switch so we don't accidentally install it in production. When we run Rector for the first time, it will create a new rector.php file that is going to contain the configuration options for our setup. When we look at the rector.php file, it's going to look something like what's on the screen. It may have changed between the time that this recording was made and when you're watching it, as I know that the upgrade from Rector 1 to Rector 2 made a huge change in how the configuration file was created. For our first example, we're going to uncomment the with PHP sets line so it's active. Now what this does is really cool. It causes Rector to look at the composer.json file of the project it's being run on and determine which upgrades are possible. So, for example, we have the following code. Now, it's perfectly functional code, but it was clearly written before PHP 8.0 was released because it's not using constructor property promotion. However, if our composer.json requires PHP 8 or greater, and we run Rector using its dry run mode, it will show us how it can upgrade our code to use constructor property promotion. And then we can also run it without the dry run option to perform the refactoring automatically. However, the cool part is that if we bump our minimum version requirements to 8.3, it will make additional refactorings available and actually improve it a little bit more. Rector will find deprecated features in our code base and replace them with non-deprecated versions. For example, if we have the following code. Again, this is syntactically correct, but the string the question mark equals null is what's called an implicit nullable type, in that the question could be null or it could be a string. PHP 8.4 deprecated this, so we must declare the parameter like question mark string, the question equals null. I'm guessing that you have a ton of these in your code, but Rector can automatically fix them for us. And this will work on a number of the deprecations, so we're ready for PHP 9 when it comes out, or at least we'll be more prepared. Every app builds up technical debt over time. It's the unfortunate price that we pay for shipping new features and moving fast. When we build up too much of it, though, it can start to impact how we work. Team velocity suffers, bugs become more frequent and take longer to fix, and everyone starts to get a little bit frustrated. The key to managing debt is to measure it. A credit score can help you understand how well you're managing your debt, and now there's a credit score for technical debt. Go to phpscore.com to get a free technical debt score and monitoring for all of your PHP applications today. Head over to phpscore.com and get control over your technical debt. The other options that were added automatically allow us to add additional dead code, code quality, and missing type checks to our system. These start at 0, which is essentially off, but we can slowly work each of them up so they can provide these extra precautions on our code over the course of days if need be. For example, if we increase our type coverage to level 50, which is currently the highest supported level at this time of the recording, and then feed the example up on the screen, it will automatically add the return type to our function. It's not a major improvement, but it will make a huge improvement in our code quality and make other changes easier. Now, let's suppose that we have a class constant that's been misspelled inside of a class, and we want to rename it across our code base so that we can fix the spelling error. In modern IDEs, it's simple enough to refactor this using a keyboard shortcut. However, that doesn't mean that in another branch, someone won't use the old name, and then regardless of the merge order, it's going to cause some sort of error. We can use Rector to move from a point-in-time refactoring to an all-the-time refactoring. We're going to update our rector.php file to use the rename class constant fetch rule, which will automatically allow us to change the name. This configuration tells Rector to replace all of the occurrence of our old constant name with our new constant name. And then we can run Rector locally to actually apply the refactorings, and if someone else added the old constant name in their private branch, Rector can easily fix it for them as well. There are a ton of these rules built into Rector, and you can even define your own. As a brief recap, Rector is a powerful tool that allows us to clean up and refactor our code. It has built-in options to remove deprecated language features, and it can do renaming across our code base automatically across branches. I hope you enjoyed our video. If so, make sure you subscribe, comment, share, and like, as it does help others find us. Are there topics that you'd like to see us cover? Let us know in the comments section below, and we'll see what we can do to write a video. This is Scott Keck-Warren for the PHP Architect channel signing off, and remind you to keep watching, keep coding, and keep reading.